Hello guys, good day everyone. This is the Creators Lodge and you're welcome to my YouTube channel. Alright guys, in today's tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create a flyer design. You want to do a Facebook monetization course and you need a flyer for publicity, right? So this is a professional flyer design you can do for a client requesting for such a service. Alright guys, let's get into the tutorial. Okay guys, if you have not subscribed, please do well to like this video, do well to subscribe, turn on the notification button so that when next I drop a tutorial video like this, YouTube will notify you. And if it's your first time coming across my channel, thumbs up to you. I celebrate you. You're welcome to my YouTube channel. Now guys, I'm going to do a breakdown of this flyer before we start. Now when you look at this design, you are going to see that the focus of this design is Facebook monetization. All right, now that is the essence of this design. Now when you look at this background, you are going to see that I made use of white and I made use of blue, which speaks of the brand color of Facebook. So you are going to see that even in designing this flyer, I ensured that I made use of the brand color. So you want to do a design for Facebook, a company called Facebook, and you are not using the brand color of Facebook. So I'm asking questions. What are you using to depict this brand? What are you using to depict this brand, the personality of this brand on your design? You are using purple, you are using pink, you are using red, you are using yellow. So in all of this color, where is the brand color of this organization in your design? So it's very important that when a client reaches out to you and they ask you for a design and they give you the logo of their brand, check out their brand color. Use their brand color to work on their design. Use their brand color to work on their design. Now there are some organizations that when even in their brand guide, all right, there's something we call brand guide. It's available for all professional brands. All right, now the brand guide helps the brand to understand how it will function when it comes to marketing, when it comes to social media management. All right, so on the account of the brand guide or through the brand guide, all right, designers can understand, okay, what fonts this brand use when creating their social media flyers or their social media ads, all right, what colors they use when creating their social media ads. So this brand guide helps to guide the designer. There was a client I worked for, there was a company I worked for, and before starting any work with them, they will tell you, these are brand guide. Everything you need to do must be in the brand guide. Every font you want to use, every color you want to use is in the brand guide. So they will tell you, don't use anything outside of the brand guide. So it's now based on the designer to be creative and work around the brand guide. So you want to do a flyer for Facebook, you should stay with their color. You want to do a flyer for an organization and they give you that color, they give you that font, stay with what they've given you, work around it and create something nice. So when you look at this design, you are going to see that I made use of blue and I made use of white. I ensure the white is for the background so that this design can pop. Now, when you use white color for your designs, all right, especially when you ensure that white is kind of dominant in that design, what happens is that it brings out the elegance of the design, it brings out the beauty of the design. So when you look at the background, you're going to see is white, and then you're going to see that I made use of blue gradients. All right, so everything on this design is blending well. Now when you look at this kind of a this stuff here at this top here, kind of a ribbon now, and when you look at this stuff here, this shape here where I wrote the 7 days, and when you look at this shape where I wrote the highlight, all right, and you look at this also, this shape where I wrote the fee, you are going to see that these shapes, you are going to see that the color I made use of is, you can find that color on this design. Now let me tell you guys how I got the gradient I made use of. Now on this shape for these 7 days, this gradient that looks something like yellow, look at the skin of the lady. You are going to see that the skin tone represents that color. So when you trace it to this color, you are going to see that it represents it. Now the second gradient I made use of, which is the blue gradient, all right, you are going to see that this gradient, all right, this blue gradient I made use of, I'm just going to target. Now this blue gradient here is related to the color on our background. So I make sure every color I used on this design, blends well. Even the color used on this stuff here, it blends well. Now let's come to the arrangement. Guys, I'm going to show you guys something. Now look at this. Look at the alignment. Can you see this, guys? Can you see how straight the alignment is? And let's come to this place, guys. Can you see how straight also the alignment is? Down to the shape, the shape, the Facebook monetization. I'm just going to tag that now. All right. So I'm going to tag that down to the Facebook monetization, this shape, everything here. Can you see how aligned it is? Coming down to this Facebook monetization here, everything here. Can you see how aligned it is? And in a subtle manner, in a subtle way, I just inserted this here. Can you see this, guys? Now let's come to the phone screen. Now this stuff here on this phone screen, that is not there originally. I inserted it and then I used perspective to align it to the phone. Now this illustration of the lady pointing on a phone has done a great job. It has really done a great job to represent the whole design. It has done a great job. So it's just like this lady saying, look how we are going to create this, or look how we're going to do this Facebook monetization. So you are looking to your phone and then there's like image of Facebook page, Facebook monetization page on the smartphone. So everything speaks about the the theme of the design, which is the Facebook monetization course. And then just put a subtle Facebook logo here, here. All right, if you notice, I didn't really put so much on the design. Another designer can decide to put the Facebook logo here, all right, kind of like a 3D form, put it here, but in a very blending way. Another designer can decide to put the Facebook logo up here like this. The Facebook logo can be here, just one. You don't need to scatter your design with Facebook logo. No, guys. You don't need to do that, all right? You don't need to do that. You can place it in a subtle way here, and that's all, all right? You can place it here, and that's all. You can place it here, and that's all. But just ensure that wherever you are placing the Facebook logo, it is adding meaning to the design, and it's not, it's not going to confuse your viewers. So for me, I decided to just place the Facebook logo too in a little form here. All right. So that is, what this design is all about, guys. And then look at the money, the place where I wrote the fee. You are going to see that I placed it in this place here. All right. So that it can blend well with the design. All right, guys. So having explained all this, let's get straight into the tutorial. Now I'm going to lock this layer. I brought in the original. Now I'm going to bring in, the elements from my gallery. Alright, guys, so this is the first image we're going to be using. This is the pattern. I'm just going to make this way and I'm going to mark it. Now I just use this pattern to ensure that I don't have exactly pure white background. Let's have something beautiful behind the background. Now what you're going to do is you're going to click on erase color, enable erase color, pick your color picker and erase that part. Just mark it. You have something like this. Mark this and then click on opacity. Reduce the opacity like this, reduce it very well. All right, mark this and then we're going to click on color, enable color, choose the color blue. All right, choose the color blue. Now I'm going to insert the image of the lady. All right, guys, so this is the image of the lady. Now I've done justice to this image. In the resource file, I might not be sharing with you guys this image that I've blended. I might just share with you guys the image that I've not worked on, the blending, and I've not removed the background, guys. So what I did was to look at this image. You're going to see that it's blending with the background. So what I did first to remove the background in the photo room application. So when you are done, you import this image into the Pixellab application and using the cutout tool, you blend the image. All you need to do is to just erase softly the bottom of the image. You can use the eraser tool or the cutout tool to do this. Now guys, I'm going to click on our eraser tool and I just want to erase the photo room logo, all right, because I don't want it to reflect on our design. Okay, so I'm going to erase the photo room logo like this. I'm going to do this softly. Let's mark this. Okay guys, so you see we have this. Now I'm going to place it here this way. Okay, I'm going to place it here. Now the next thing I want to do is to click on shape. All right, now click on gradient. All right, and pick this gradient, blue and white. Now I'm going to click on add. So the here is going to be transparent. I'm going to click on this and show you guys the color code that I used. Now this is the color code, right? 00097D. All right, So this is the blue color code that I used, so you can use that. Now I'm just going to extend this way, have something like this, and place it here. Now you can copy again, rotate this way, place it here like this again. All right, you can do it this way, place it here like this again, so you have something like this. All right, now let's lock all these layers. Now I'm going to copy that blue gradient again. All right, I want to insert a texture inside of that blue gradient, so I'm going to click on texture. All right guys, so this is the texture I want to insert. All right, I'm just going to crop this texture this way, and all right, I'm going to mark this. So can you see this, guys? Can you see this? I just to give it another form of beauty. There's nothing special about this. So I'm going to reduce the opacity this way and mark this. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to lock this layer. So this is cool. So let's lock the layer, and then let's make this one, visible. So we have something like this, guys. Now I'm going to lock this layer for this phone, this lady holding this phone. All right, now the next thing we want to do, I'm just going to check the original. All right, so the next thing we want to do is to write the Facebook monetization and then the 7 days. So I'm going to click on text. All right, and I'm going to write the Facebook. Okay, now there's a reason why I didn't make this Facebook all capital letter. All right, so it's very important, try as much as possible just to make it this way, don't make it capital letter. All right, so let's make use of Montserrat, Montserrat bold. Let's see, I'm not really sure I remember the exact typeface family that I made use of. Okay, but let's see if it's Montserrat bold, or we might have to change the font. Okay, so I'm going to increase this and just blend this. Now watch this, guys. If you notice, I'm making use of my meter rule. I'm trying to get alignment. I'm trying to ensure that what I'm doing is aligned, guys. So, and it's very important. I've always said this in my tutorials, that alignment is very important. So you can see we have something like this, and we have this as Facebook. Yeah, so we have this. Now I'm going to make this way. Okay, we can use this font for Facebook. Even I can't really remember the exact font now I use for Facebook. We can use this for Facebook. Now let's bring down the image of this lady a little. Let's bring it down like this. Okay, yeah, so we have something like this. Now let's copy this Facebook text. All right, and then we write monetization. All right, now monetization. Okay, now let me give you guys another tip again. It was because as at the time I made this, I did this design. Okay, so I was pressed for time, so I didn't add something on this design. But if you want to, you can actually add money, cash. All right, paper money, PNG, PNG on this design, if you understand how to do it, because we're talking about Facebook monetization. So you can actually add paper money dollar, dollar, but the paper type. There's a way you can blend it on this design. Okay, like blur it and blend it on this design, it will stand out. But if you cannot use it, please guys, just leave it. All right, I always say this, whatever you cannot use, just leave it. Now this monetization, all right, we're going to have this, but I want us to change the font to Montserrat. Remember, hierarchy sake, it can be the same font family. So we can use semi bold. Let's see, yeah, let's make use of semi bold, and then we increase the size a little bit. We increase the size this way. All right, so we place it somewhere here, don't let it be too close to the Facebook. We increase the size this way. Yeah, so we have something like this. So we have Facebook monetization, and then we have course. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to write course. Okay, I'm just going to write course. Now I could have actually placed the course here, but it's going to kind of look somehow. That was why I decided to add gradient for the course. Okay, so I decided to add gradient for the course. But before we put the gradient for the course, let's copy this and let's write the 7 days. Okay, so let's write the 7 days. All right, yeah, so we have 7 days here. Now let's create the shape we are going to place the 7 days on. So I'm going to do this way, have something like this. All right, reduce it this way. Okay, have something like this, have something like this. Now let's click on color, enable color, choose this gradient. I've shown you guys how I cut the gradient, so you can work on it. Now for this Facebook, we're going to choose the blue color. All right, so I'm going to click color, choose this blue color, but again I added shadow to this Facebook, so I'll click shadow. But I'm going to now notice, guys, immediately I added shadow, you're going to see that the shadow is very black. and this cannot work out in your design. Now some people will want to go, and after adding this shadow, they will come here and come and add white stroke. Please don't do this. All right, this is not professional. Please don't do this. All right, now let's come back to the shadow. You click on this add icon. I've told you guys, I've always shown you guys how to reduce opacity. Now you move this way to reduce the opacity of the shadow. Check it out. Is it cool? If it's not, you can go ahead again to reduce the opacity like this, and then you drop down. You offset X, you offset Y, you offset X, you offset Y, and then you have something like this. So you check the shadow again if it's cool. For me now, this shadow is cool, and I can just leave it like this. All right, so this is how you add shadow. Now I'm going to click on this monetization, change the color also to blue, add shadow also to the monetization. All right, do the same thing for this shadow, offset X, offset Y, offset X, offset Y. Click on the course. Now for this particular course, let's leave it first. We're going to make it white color, so let's leave it first. All right, so the next thing we want to do is to rotate this. All right, rotate this like this, by minus, rotate this by -5. We'll have something like this. Now we're going to add shadow to this also, add shadow, but then reduce the opacity, offset X, offset Y, the shadows, and then you have something like this. Can you see this, guys? You place it here. Can you see this, guys? So this is just something simple, okay. Can reduce this if it's too big, so you have something like this. I think our offset is too much. Let me reduce this offset. Yeah, I'm going to reduce this offset. Yeah, something like this. Now in the 7 days, you rotate also to -5. The same way you rotated the shape to -5, you rotate the 7 days to -5. So I'm going to click on -5, and then I'm going to bring it here, take it to front, and then you change the color to white. Okay, yeah, so you see this, and make sure it's sitting in the middle of this shape. In the middle, don't place it here like this, it's wrong. Don't place it here like this way, it's wrong. It has to be in the middle of this shape, and you have to reduce it, let it sit comfortably in the middle of the shape. It has to sit comfortably. So I'm still going to reduce this because it's still not sitting comfortably. So I'm going to, let's see something like this. I still need to move it this way. I want it to be comfortable. Make sure it's equal. All right, now let's move it up a little. Move it by 2. Let's see, move it by 1. Okay, yeah, so this is cool. So we leave this way. Now let's bring in the original. Let me show you guys the progress that I've made so far. I'm just going to bring the original to front. All right, make this visible. All right, so can you see, guys, that we're making progress? Now I'm going to close the layer. I'm going to click on this, and the font family for this course, I'm going to change this to Montserrat medium. All right, it was in Montserrat semi bold before. I'm going to change to Montserrat medium, place it here. Now I'm going to click on shape. All right, click on shape, click on gradient, click on this gradient color here, make it this way, something like this. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to transparent. I'm going to create 4 gradients. All right, 4. Now this is 2. I'm going to copy this gradient. And how do you copy gradient? That's this one. You click on this plus icon. It's going to duplicate itself. Then I'm going to copy this one. How do you copy? You click on this plus icon. So I'm going to move this last duplicate here. I'm going to make sure it's exactly transparent like this. Click OK. Now place this here, place this here. So this is 4 palettes. All right, these are 4 palettes, and I just want to create a gradient with this. I'm going to click OK. So you have something like this, and then you reduce the size this way, like this. You reduce the size this way, and then you mark this. Can you see this, guys? Easiest way to create your gradient. So you reduce this, you place it here like this. Sorry guys, I'm going to reduce this. Yeah, place it in the middle like this. Yeah, and then reduce it again. Yeah, like this. Take the course to front, place it to the front of the gradient, change the color. All right, I might need to, I feel like the gradient is kind of bright. Let me see the original. Yeah, so the gradient is kind of bright, right? Yeah, so what I'll just do for the gradient, let me reduce the opacity and see if the brightness will be reduced. No, I'm going to click on color. Click on color. I want to pick a soft gradient. I don't want it to be kind of dark, so I'll pick this gradient here like this. Okay, yeah, so I've gotten this. So can you see this, guys? So let's place this way. This is better. I love this. All right, so I love this. Now I'm going to place it this way. So we have this. So we have 7 days Facebook monetization, and then we have course, right? Now the next thing we want to do is to impute our details. Okay, so I'm going to click on first before imputing our details, or which do we do first? Okay, let's impute our details. I'm going to click on shape, and I'm going to click on radius. Have a curved edge, but not exactly all the radius. Have just a little curved edge like this. I'm going to mark this. Reduce the opacity of this shape. Reduce it like this to something like this. Reduce this size. Reduce it this way. Have something like this. Let's see. Let's see. Let's create a meter rule to ensure that nothing goes out. Our Facebook is out, so I'm going to move in the Facebook. I don't want it to go out of the margin. Yeah, so also our shape, ensure that it's not going out of the margin. Yeah, great. And ensure that the beginning of the shape, so what I mean, this is it, so it will start from this our margin and end at this our margin. Exactly. So we have something like this. Exactly. Yeah, so we have something like this. Let's move this way. All right, let's move this way. Okay, great. So we have something like this. Okay, so we have this. All right, so now the next thing we want to do, okay, now the next thing we want to do is to impute our text. So I'm going to copy course. Now we want to write text on this shape. Someone will ask, why are you creating a shape and why are you reducing the opacity of the shape? Now I can decide to make the shape 100%, but for me, I'm not really cool with it being 100%. I want to feel my background on the shape. I want to be seeing my background on the shape. So that's the reason why I'm clicking on opacity and reducing the opacity like this. I want to feel my background on the shape. That's the idea. All right, so I'm going to click on this course text, duplicate the text, change the color to white, I guess. Yeah, change the color to white, and then insert the text. All right, so I'm going to click on the text, insert the text. This is the text, and this is it. All right, reduce the size this way, reduce the size of the text this way. Okay, so we have something like this. Now we're going to click on line spacing. Let's increase the line spacing so that we can have them apart from each other. They will not be too joined to each other. So we increase this size this way, have something like this. So the first one is how to activate the Facebook monetization button. All right, so the second one is get access to paid materials. The third one is how to run Facebook ads, and the fourth one is understanding the Facebook algorithm. So can you see these guys? Now the next thing we want to do, having done this, is to copy this shape where we wrote 7 days. Copy this shape. All right, now rotate it back to the normal, place it here. I'm going to edit it, all right, because I want to reduce it like this. Place it here, reduce it like this, place it here, have something like this. Now we mark this. Can you see this, guys? So now, okay, yeah, so now what we want to do next is, if you notice, the shape is covering the phone. So what we are going to do is we're going to reduce this shape here. All right, so okay, I'm going to reduce this shape, edit, reduce this shape like this, because I don't want that shape of highlights to cover the phone. So I'm going to reduce this shape like this, so you have something like this. And then I'm going to bring the shape of highlights down below here like this. Okay, can you see this, guys? So I'm going to bring it below. So let's check the alignment. The alignment is working well. Now I'm going to bring this down a little bit like this, so you have something like this. Okay, yeah, so you have something like this. Now the next thing we are going to do here is to bring in the verified icons. Okay, but before we bring in the verified icons, I'm going to create the white, the white layout here, this white layout here. All right, this white layout. So I'm going to create that before we bring in the verified icons. Okay, so I'm going to create that. Okay, so now I'm going to click on Bezier tool. Click on Bezier tool. It's going to automatically bring this up. Now click on stroke, increase the stroke this way. Click on this number 1. Let me show you something. This 1, this 2. On these actions, this 1, this 2, this 3. Click on the 4th action. Click on this 4th action. Increase the size this way, something like this. Yeah, and then you mark this. So now the next thing you want to do is to rotate this way. Yeah, rotate this way. Okay, before rotating, you click on crop. All right, let me see the positioning from the original. Yeah, so you click on crop, and then you flip this way, flip the other side. and you have something like this. Can you see this, guys? So you flip this way, so it will be something like this. Then you rotate a little bit. You rotate a little, something like this. Increase the size. All right, so you can have something like this. Increase the size again, so you have something like this. Yeah, so you have something like this. You can still rotate a little again. Okay, yeah, so let's see, have something like this. Yeah, so change this color to white, change this to white. Yeah, so after changing to white, you copy again, you duplicate. All right, so you place it here, you copy, you duplicate. All right, you place it here, you copy, you duplicate, you place it here, you copy again, you place this here, and then you have it covered up. Can you see this, guys? So I'm going to lock these layers. I'm going to lock these layers, and then I'm going to take this to front, this shape where we wrote our services. All right, what we want to do, I'm going to take it to front. I'm going to take this also to front. All right, and then I'm going to take the shape where we wrote highlight, where we want to write our highlight, to front. Now, one more thing to do, I'm going to copy that blue, this blue stuff. All right, this blue stuff here. Let me see. Yeah, it's this. So I'm going to copy it, this blue gradient here. I'm going to rotate this way, place it behind again. All right, so let's take it behind again. Take it behind. All right, let's take it behind like this. Okay, yeah, so I'm going to place it like this. Yeah, okay. So the essence of me doing this is because I want what we've written on this white shape, I want it to be visible. That's why I'm doing that. Or let me see if I can reduce the opacity of this white shape here, like this. Yeah, okay. So reduce the opacity like this. Yeah, and you are cool. Now I'm going to lock that layer so it doesn't move. Okay, I'm going to lock that layer. All right, so lock the layers for all these ones so it doesn't move around. Yeah, so you have something like this. Now let's duplicate the course, the text where we wrote course. All right, let's duplicate this text where we wrote course, and the text for course is not exactly black, so I'll change the color to pure black. Can you see it's not exactly black, so I'll change it to pure black. Yeah, and then I'm going to copy it because I want to write highlight. So I'm going to click on it and change this to highlight. All right, highlight, and then just click OK. Change the color to white. All right, reduce the size this way. Again, this one will also sit in the middle of the design. It has to sit in the middle of the design. In the middle, guys, in the middle. Yeah, so you have something like this, and then you are cool. Now the next thing I want us to add is the verified icons. The verified icons. That's the next thing I want us to add. All right, so I'm going to bring them from my gallery. All right, guys, so this is the verified icon. I'm going to reduce it this way. If those of you that watched the vegan motor repairs tutorial, you should have this icon. All right, so I'm going to make the resource files available. Right, there's going to be resource files for this design. So I'm going to let me lock the layer for the highlights and all this so it doesn't move. So I'm going to reduce the size of this, and I'm going to blend it. I want it to have a blending like this gradient. So I'm going to click on color filter and then work on this like this. Yeah, there you have something like this. Yeah, so can you see something similar? So I'm going to reduce this size very well, reduce it very well, bring it here, align it with the how to. All right, so bring it here like this. We can reduce the size again. By 1. Yeah, so place it here so it has to align with how to. Yeah, can you see this, guys? So I'm going to copy it again, copy this again, bring it down. Let me check out something. I want to add shadow to this text and see what it looks like. Okay, let's not add shadow. So I'm going to copy the icon again, bring it down like this. All right, so bring it down, continue from get access to, you place it here, get access to. Right, need to bring it down again, let's make use of our meter rule to see if it's aligned. All right, so I'll place it here, move it closer, so check it out if it's aligned. All right, so I need to move it one more. I'll have to move one more. Yeah, that's cool. So now I'm going to copy again. All right, I'm going to copy again. I'm going to bring it down. So you keep copying like that until you get the exact, so we'll place this on how to run ads. All right, bring it here, guys, bring it here, how to run ads. I'm going to move it here again. All right, yeah, okay. So now copy the last one, and then we bring it down to understanding the algorithm. Understanding the algorithm. All right, so I'm going to bring it down. Use our meter rule to guide this. Bring it down like this. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this is cool. So can you see this, guys? I think there's one that is not that correct. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, this. So I need to work on this again. Move it here by one. Okay. Yeah, okay. So we have it aligned. So can you see this, guys? Now the next thing we want to do is to copy the text, this text here, and then we write our call to action. All right, so I'm going to paste the call to action for participation, contact. All right, so I'm going to paste call to action, change the color to black. So we have to work on this, change this to change the contact and the phone number. I'm going to use Montserrat semi-bold italics, and then for participation I'm going to use Montserrat, just Montserrat medium italics. Yeah, something like this, and I click OK. Can you see this, guys? So I'm going to increase the size. It's just to add beauty. That's the reason why I'm doing this. Nothing, nothing serious, just to add beauty. Now, guys, please, when you are working on this, when you are doing yours, there's a little bit of mistake here, right? All right, so you can correct that. Now the rotation, you can rotate it again. Okay, let me show you guys what I'm talking about. Let's work it here together. So I'm going to click on these shapes where we use bezier tool. We need to rotate it again. All right, so I'm going to rotate this way. Let me start from the top shape. So let's rotate like this to about 15. Let's say 15. So I'm going to rotate this again to about 15. Okay, so I'm going to rotate this to about 15. Yeah, so let's rotate this to about 15. Yeah, and then we rotate the last one to about 15. Yeah, so now the essence of me doing that rotation is so that I can have enough space here, the space at the top here, so that I can have enough. Previously the space here was quite much than the space here, so that rotation just helps me to have more space here and here also. All right, so that's the essence of the rotation. So you have something like this, and once you have this, you are good to go. Now let's check out our original design, and let's check out the last thing to do. Okay, so the last thing to do is to add the the amount, all right, and the Facebook logo and that monetization page. So let's add the sticker where we write the Facebook amount. All right, guys, so this is the sticker. So I'm going to erase the photo room logo. All right, I'm just going to erase the photo room logo, and then I'm going to reduce the size of the sticker this way. And then what I want to do is to click on the color filter. Remember I said you have to blend it, make sure it's blending well. Yeah, so we have something like this, and then once you have this, you are good to go. All right, guys, so before we write the amounts, I'm going to add shadow to this shape. So I'm going to click on shadow. All right, I'm going to enable shadow. I'm going to offset my X, offset my Y, and then I'm going to reduce the opacity of the shadow to something like this. Can you see this, guys? Now I haven't done this. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the course, the font we used for course. So I'm going to click on copy, and I'm going to write fee. All right, so I'm going to write fee. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to bring it down this way. Just bring it down. All right, take it here. I want to bring it, here. Place it here. So I'm going to change the color. I'm going to change the color to white. All right, I'm going to change the color to white. Reduce the size a little bit to something like this. I'm just using Montserrat here. All right, normal Montserrat. Now I'm going to copy the font I used for Facebook. All right, so I'm going to copy the font I used for Facebook. I'm going to remove the shadow I placed on the font. I'm going to disable the shadow, and I'm going to click on color white. All right, and then I'm going to just change this to $10. All right, so I'm going to click on the dollar icon, and then I'm going to write 10. All right, and then I'm just going to place this here. So reduce the size this way. All right, make sure this also sits inside of this sticker. It's sitting inside of the sticker, something like this. Can you see this, guys? And make sure this fee aligns with the 10. Make sure the fee aligns with the 10. So let's check this out if it's cool. Need to move this a little bit here like this. and move this fee a little bit here. I'm going to move this fee a little bit here like this. Yeah, okay, so we have this. This is cool. All right, this is cool. Now let's move this sticker a little bit to the right like this. So let's move this also to the right like this, and then let's move this also to the right like this. Yeah, and then we have something like this, and then we are cool. Now the next thing we want to do is to add the ribbon. Let's bring in the ribbon. Alright guys, so this is the ribbon. I'm going to erase the part that I don't want. Alright, I'm going to erase this part. I'm just going to erase this like this, and then I'm going to rotate this way, and then I'm going to place it somewhere here. Now the essence of this is just to add beauty. It's not like it's doing any function here. Alright, now I'm going to work on the hue, make sure the hue aligns with what is on our design. Alright, and then I lock this layer this way. Now the last two things we're going to do is to bring in the Facebook icons, and then we work on the perspective of the page of the Facebook. So let's bring in the icon. Alright guys, so this is the Facebook icon. I'm going to mark this. I'm going to reduce the size this way, and I'm going to rotate it like this. Just rotate like this, reduce the size this way. Remember I said there are places you can place it. Remember I said it's not necessary you place it, this exact place that I'm placing it. So I'm going to reduce this way, and I'll just place one here like this. Alright, and then I'm going to copy again. I can increase the icon a little bit, just increase a little bit, and then I'm going to copy this icon again. You rotate it inverse. Alright, you rotate it to 19. Alright, like this. We have 19, and then I'm going to bring this way. I'm going to centralize this way, take it here, make sure it aligns with this, this one here like this, and then you take it this other way, bring it here like this. Can you see this guys? And then you take it here like this, and then you have something like this. Can you see this guys? Now the last thing we want to do is to bring in the shape, the page rather. So let's insert the page. Alright guys, so this is the page. I downloaded this. Alright, so I'm going to mark this. It's a transparent page, but we cannot place it like this because our phone has a perspective. So what you need to do is to reduce the size, place it here, click on this zoom icon at the top of your screen, this plus zoom, click on it, and then zoom in this design, zoom in this way, and then click zoom in again. Once you zoom in, once you are satisfied, you click on the plus icon again. Now reduce the size. Now go to perspective. I'm going to click enable, and then I'm going to start working on my perspective. Remember the law of perspective guys, do it until you get it right. Don't manage. That's the law of perspective I work with. I do it until I get it right. I don't manage when it comes to using perspective. And I also encourage you all guys, don't manage. If you do the perspective the first time, if you are not getting it right, do it the second time, do it the third time until you get it right. Getting it right helps to beautify your work. So we have something like this for the perspective. Now I'm trying as much as possible to get it right. So I'm going to mark this and check. Okay, the upper part is a bit bigger. No, the upper part is a bit longer. So I'm going to have to reduce the perspective again like this. Alright, now because the phone is a small phone, it's kind of difficult to get the exact perspective, but then you have to do it until you get it. Keep doing it until you get it. So I'm going to have something like this. Okay, so let's check this. I'm going to zoom out, and then let's see what it looks like. Can you see this guys? Can you see this guys? So zoom out and see what it looks like. But then I'm going to zoom in again. I think my perspective at the bottom has issues, so I'm going to work on the bottom part of my perspective. Alright, just going to increase it again, yeah, so that it can be balanced like this. Yeah, so then I zoom out. Can you see this guys? Cool. And then when you have this, you are done with this design in the Pixellab application. Now all you need to do is to save as image, save as ultra. Now the next thing you want to see guys is to just add light effect in the Pixellab application. So I'm going to take you guys to the Pixellab application, and I'm going to show you guys how to just add light effect. Not too much light effect, just a little. Can you see how cool this thing looks guys? Can you see how cool this design looks? Now let's go to the Pixellab application. Alright guys, welcome to the Pixellab. So this is the light effect I'm going to be using. So I'm going to click on blend and click on screen. Can you see this guys? But then this is too harsh, and this color is not blending with my design. So what I want to do is I'm going to click on hue, click on adjust, click on hue, and then I'm going to work on my hue until I get the blue color of this design. Can you see this guys? make sure you get the blue color of the design. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I'm going to mark this at -57. All right, so I'm going to mark this. Yeah, so you have something like this. Can you see this is blue? I'm going to increase the size of this and then place the first one here, somewhere here this way. Copy again. All right, you can decide to copy again. But recently, guys, please drop in the comment section. I want to know what you think. I discovered that Pixart recently, the copy icon is not showing on my device. Please drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know, is it just me or it's for everyone, or is it that I need to update my app in the Play Store? All right, but usually there should be a button for me to copy. All right, so but now I can't find it again. I've tried it before, it's not working, so I don't know what the issue is. So but then this is what you do. Once you place a first light effect here, you copy again and then you place another one somewhere here, far away, not too much inside, far away like this. Can you see this, guys? We just need a reflection, nothing much, just the reflection, please, just the reflection. All right, place it there. All right, and then just those two places, and then you are good with the design. You save, and then the last thing you would love to do is to just enhance the design in Lightroom application, of which if you want to learn how to enhance, please check the description of this video. You will see my course on how to enhance using the Lightroom application. All right, guys, with this you are done with this tutorial, and that is all you need to know about this flyer design. Thank you so much, guys, for staying to the end of this tutorial. I believe you learned something good. I believe you learned something new today, and I believe that you are going to make use of this that you've learned today in your designs when doing a design for your clients. Thank you very much, guys. See you next time.